Hello, dear friends. Hello, guys, ladies, my friends, my relatives. Today, I want to talk briefly, shortly about tax. Tax, how it did start. Like, obviously, if you are a complex society as a community, if you want to have a safe life, to defend itself against enemy, to live peacefully, prosperously, if you're a farming community or whatsoever you are. It depends how developed or how complicated system you have in a community, in a country. You have to have a taxation system to collect from all your community members, from your society. So I'm gonna talk about taxation. Tax, what's tax? There is a history in our Akologzai area. Um, Taxation when there is an enemy coming, could be from Tigray, it could be from other neighbors, the local areas. The people, all of them had to provide taxation. If it's a corn, so it could be some kind of portion, percentage as a tax, as a tax collected, then it's given to the central local authority. That time was like kind of like local government. Then that money is going to translate into food for your bread, for injera, burkuta, for drink like suwa, maize, and and sinki. Sinki means like when you have this food. If you are traveling far distance, you have that sinki burkuta, absantaha, ablotaha gerka, like that's called sinking. And you have, when you have a granary, kofo, we call it in our language, kofo. تخزنه كله عهد like you store all your cereals, your crops into your granary, which is micro kofo. We call it kofo. It's like one kofo, maybe there's one kofo is maybe 2 barrels of wheat or corn, depending what you are harvesting. So of what you have stored, you provide and contribute some percentage to the local government in times of war, in times of crisis, in times of giving to the needy, who are supposed to be given support to keep them going in life. It could be some disability, maybe there might be some orphanage, some widows who are meek and frail, not able to support themselves. So that kind of contribution is done. So we call this taxation. So there was a lot of talk. You guys shouldn't have taxation, my friend. I'm not talking politics here, but that's the norm. Obviously, if it's too much, and if there is a lot of corruption by the officials, then you should make them accountable to their actions. Obviously, because that's taxpayers' money, my friend. That's not from their pocket. It's not from their purse. Obviously, they are abusing some other people's well-intentioned contribution towards the safety, security of all collective community members as a society that glues us together in terms of crisis, in terms of serious threat from an enemy. Could be a neighbor, maybe outsider enemy, colonizer, could be whoever it is. So taxation is a normal thing. So let's go back to the history of taxation. If you go to Google and you go tax, it started as in the ancient times in the Egyptian pharaohs, and they were charging their community members, especially all those poor people, if they don't have enough money. I mean, any convertible translation as what we call today money. So they used to have this corvée and the thigh. I don't know how they pronounce it in English. Thigh or thigh? We call it in Tigrinya ashrit. Ishrit means you contribute of what you have 10%, 10% to the local government to defend yourself against pestilence, against starvation, against any disaster, against enemy, against colonization whatsoever, like what we had in Akolokzai area in Eritrea in the 1800s. And so that's what we call Ishrit. Corvée is when the peasants are really poor, very poor. So what they do is they contribute themselves, their labor in terms of to the service of the community, contributing as contractors. We call it giornata in our place, or could be contracted in Tigrinya. Giornata is Italian word originally. So ጉልበቶም ህቡ ነው የሐርሱ ወላ ይገልግሉ. So this is what we call corvée. So that's ancient Egyptian pharaoh. Well, obviously we are very linked to that kind of system in Eritrea. When you say pharaoh, my friend, this is part of our history as well. So this is taxation, my friend. But one thing I found so interesting was about the Russians. They used to charge people, can you see, for their build. So they had this, the Tsarist Russia taxes were clamped on builds. So what's clamp mean, my friend? Clamp is like a kind of this our daughters use for their hair, band, kind of like, you hold your beard and clamp it, and very interesting, isn't it? So you clamp it, it's too big, very scruffy, unhygienic kind of thing, like, so because it's really public health risk, my friend. It's really dirty, like, it's not funny thing, to be honest, like, my beard, it make it stylish kind of thing, like, but it's too much obsession with it. It's not hygienic, it's not stylish, it's not macho kind of like male kind of thing. Like some people get it into weird kind of thinking, like, the more beard you have, you're the big, powerful, like, scaring everyone. No, I got a beard, my friend. I'm gonna kick you, like, because I'm a man, I got a beard. My friend, that's not the case. That's not what it means. So this beard thing, using the SARS, I mean the Russians, they were charging them money. If they got to maybe 50 centimeters, 30 centimeters, how is the VAT in the UK? So we pay tax 20% VAT. So if you are earning more than £50,000, so the VAT, the taxation is more than 20%. So the same thing, with the same principle in Russia. If you got really scruffy beard so long, so if you got, the longer you have, the more money you pay as a taxation, just, because it's really public health issue, my friend. So if you go 30 centimeters, you charge 20%, okay? Taxation as a VAT, my friend, to clean, because that's hazard to other people. So if you go more than that, 30 centimeter beard, it depends how you clamp it with your band. They charge you 30%. Ashrit, like, Ashrit 10% if it's too short. This is fine, this is hygienic, this is stylish, my friend. Or you can make it like a very stylish kind of thing. But if it's too much, it's really, it's not a fine thing. It's not just stylish, it's just really wacko jacko. I think this beard thing is really, especially in the UK, it's a new thing. You have got a lot of people, a lot of footballers, a lot of people trying to emulate them, like they got this very big, kind of really fat, beefy beard, like, show. Man, that's not manly, my friend, So this beard thing, it's a new phenomenon. Obviously, there are a lot of priests, a lot of hajis and imams, and a lot of Hindu people, especially the Sikh people, they're not allowed to cut because of their face, because of their religion. And we got the same thing in Christianity, in Islam, and everything. Obviously, that's your face, my friend. That's your personal belief. You think you want to neglect yourself so that you can serve God. That's perfectly accepted, my friend. We have it in Eritrea. All our priests, our key figures, they got long beard. That's religious vow. You say, no, I don't want to look good so that, I don't get tempted to this really nasty, evil world. That's belief, my friend, okay? Because you neglect yourself, you punish yourself, well, different people have got different way of thinking, but that's acceptable because that's your religious faith. But having that beard for no reason, just show off, you manly big guy, this beard thing, it's not religious value. It's not you're not doing it for your faith because you're neglecting, but you're trying to terrorize other people. I got beard, my friend. I'm a man. Okay, I'm a man. So watch out, see this beard kind of thing, So these Russians, the Tsars, they are perfectly right to charge them tax for them, my friend. Very clever people, to be honest. So they charge them like a phase, like a VAT 20%, 30%. It's too long. They charge them too much. The same way you pay for your stamp duty, for your mortgage, for your taxation, for your land if you are hiring, if you are a peasant, you if you are corvée, maybe you become a corvée to pay for your beard. Okay, so it's a bit kind of humorous, and I wanted to make it really funny. But the whole idea is about taxation, how it was. So going back to our Eritrean taxation, so we have long history around Akolo Guzai. So you have this Shimendi. Shimendi was the military leader of all in Eritrea around Akolo Guzai. So the Shimendi is the leader of the military. He could be general in a sense today. I mean, field marshal or chief of staff, major general by today's kind of nomenclature, the name that we give the title, because that's modern. We're trying to emulate other countries, other European titles. So that's major general, chief of staff. So we used to call them Shimendi. I think it's a Turkish Ottoman kind of title, because we have Effendi. Effendi is a Turkish title for military titles. I think one higher echelon, I don't know how you pronounce it, echelon in the rank of the military leaders. So we had this Shimendi. So all this taxation was done from all the peasants, from the farmers, from the traders, from the merchants, from the priesthood, from the clergy. So they contribute the taxation. Then we have a safety as a nation, and some of our women is if you don't capable to run like soldiers along the soldier males, what they do is they carry the paper, okay, red pepper, barbare. So they go to the top of the mountain. If the enemy is coming from that side, and if the wind is blowing towards the enemy, they go to the top of the mountain. They disperse this pepper, chili pepper. So all the enemies are blinded. They go back, my friend. So that's the taxation. I'm just telling you how important tax means, because that's the safety. That's what's gluing you all together as a society, as a community, to defend yourself against enemy, against any encroaching, some kind of aggressive societies, communities from anywhere. So that's taxation. It's a normal thing. So I showed you all how the Egyptian pharaohs were using corvée for those people who are disadvantaged people. They don't have enough money to contribute. They don't have ox to contribute, to use them as a tractor, as a grader, to plow the land, because they are poor that time. So what they do is they use their labor, their power. We call them corvée. And those people who are well able and they got the resources and the farms, they contribute the tithes. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. Tithes, I don't know, whatever. You can use it whatever word you want to accept. We call it Tigrinya Ashri, 10% VAT, towards the contribution of the tax system of the local government. Now we have a nation, big central government for all of us. We got Akolo Guzai, Hamasi, and Sarai, all the other regions, Samhar, everything. We are more complicated kind of society, modern society. So we don't have such a thing of really oldish kind of taxation system. We have trade, we have service economy, and we pay tax for that. This is how complicated the modern taxation system is. Okay, so we have this in the UK. It's really complicated. In America, and all these accountants that you hire to pay for your services. If you are a cab driver, or if you are a grocery shop keeper, restaurant owner, or big service economy, so you hire an accountant. So this accountant, what he does is he declare, yeah, this person, the business owner of who such and such, he earns £20,000 a year. So based on that, this is how much money he is contributing for his taxation, VAT. So he sends that to the HMRC, Her Majesty Inland Revenue. Then that's calculated. Then they account against the report. If it's correct, he said fine. If it's too much, they say no, that's not right, kind of thing. That's complicated system of taxation. You got the same thing in America. So it's in here, it says how complicated tax means. So taxation is just really a normal thing. But, okay, but underline this. If the central government officials, the ministers and the generals, if they abuse the money for their own personal use, or maybe to abuse other people, that's different issue. They should be accountable for that. But tax is just really a normal thing. And the beard thing is not funny, it's not stylish, it's not super thing, it's not trendy. It's just, especially these days in UK, in England, even a lot of Eritreans, Ethiopians, just, I think this is kind of like inferiority kind of like complex. Because often, as we say, if you're so young, you just show off new growing beard. Otherwise, if you go too much, it's not hygienic. When I make my beard longer, I feel really itchy, my friend. I do, every time I'm talking to my friend, I used to scratch it, and especially women, I don't think they like it, because when you're kissing them, even this short one is very spiky. It gives you some discomfort. And if you go long one, you kiss your girlfriend, your wife, with your beard, my friend, it's really spiky. It's like thorny. So be sensitive to other people and don't show off. It's not a trendy thing. You should be charged a tax for it. Okay? See you.